We can start with introductions if you want to go ahead.
All right, my name is Hakim. I'm from Kabul, Afghanistan.
I'm Razgar. My name's pronunciation in Kurdish is Razgar. And I'm from Sakis, Kurdistan, Iran.
So here's your first one.
Pak.
Pak means clean.
Yeah?
Yeah, we say Pak in some region or elderly they say Haven. But if you say Pak, everybody understands.
Okay.
Yeah. Pak we also say in Farsi as well.
Yeah.
We say two words for this, but here we have jigar. Jigar.
Liver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We say jigar. Nowadays everybody says jigar, but actually the word that we use is jerk. It's somehow
Jack. Okay.
the same letters, but we say jerk.
We also use that as an endearing way, like Jigaram Asti, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And
Jigaram.
Jigaram, you know?
Oh, it's exactly the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same like in Persian. I mean, you've heard like they use it in Persian. But
Yeah, a lot,
Jigaram. Yeah.
Bad.
What means
Bad.
when?
Yeah.
Yeah. We say
Yeah.
it depends which region you are. In Kurdish they say ba, and in some cities they say wa. Wa. In like south of Kurdistan and in Kermanshah and Ilan, they use wa.
Okay, instead of ba.
Yeah. And actually there are lots of other words that we say we use letter B in it, and they use a letter W.
Oh, that's interesting. Like ob. You say ob.
Ob.
Yeah. Ob is the same. Like it sounds more like a V sound.
It's actually for this word in Persian they use B letter. We change it to W. But even there are lots of other words that in our region we use letter B, and in Kermanshah and in Ilan they use W.
Oh, really? Yeah. This one should be interesting because I think there are different pronunciations for it depending on the region, but you can say the one that you commonly go with.
Okay. First I say the word, then
Yeah,
I
you can
go
just,
with
yeah.
other words. Khuda.
Khodai, or God, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we don't say Khuda.
Okay.
In Kurdish people in Azerbaijan, Gharbi, they usually say Khuda. We say Khwa,
Okay.
and some other people in the north areas of Kurdish people, they say Khude.
Khode?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it varies quite a lot
Yeah,
depending
but,
on the region.
in our region, we say Khwa.
Okay.
And it's interesting that some other Kurdish people, which are close to us, they use Khwa for salt.
So it's the exact same pronunciation of it. Yeah.
Everything is the same, but it
interesting.
depends when you're talking about.
Where you're talking about it. Yeah.
Based on the context.
It's like
Nice.
when we say shir in Persian, shir could be milk or it could be a lion, right? So it depends on the
Shir,
context.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Flour, I think.
Yeah.
We use the same
Cool.
thing.
Yeah.
And we say gol with le, like we don't say
You emphasize the L.
gol,
the-
like Persian. And actually, in Kurdish, the way that you say you write "gol" in Persian, we have like 10 different words with 10 different meanings. That if you want to write it in Persian, they are all the same.
Yeah. Depending on vowels, you mean? Like.
Yeah. But "gol" means flower.
So,
Golden.
how would you say if there's more than one flower? How would you say that? Like, gul just means like one flower, right? But how would you say like more than one
Plural.
It
sense.
depends if we say the flowers or flowers. Because if we say the flowers, we say gulakan. That
Gulakan. Okay, that's the
comes to
Gulan.
say that we know which flowers we are talking about.
Okay.
If not, we say golan.
Golan.
Okay, yeah, we say the same. Gulan and Pashto.
Interesting.
Actually, gul sometimes we also use for like turn the lights on and off, right? Goleka ya Megulawa.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, we don't say
But
that.
that's different, right?
Yeah.
That's like for turning something on and off.
Oh, that's
Goleka ya
interesting.
Megulawa. Yeah.
Oh, very interesting.
We even use this Golan. Golan means like flowers. Second month of the Kurdish calendar is called Golan,
Golan.
which means that the season that we have flowers.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Do you use the same calendar? or is
The
it-
calendar is the same, so beginning
But the
of the
month-
year is in Nowruz,
Yeah.
but names for different months are different.
Okay, so instead of like Farvardin or
Yeah, we
Yevgeniy.
we have different,
Different
words, and most of them are related to the farming seasons and so
Oh,
on.
okay.
Just wondering, do all Kurdish celebrate Nowruz?
Yes.
It's a yeah.
All of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually a very important point because there are approximately around 250 million people who are part of the Iranic branch of the Indo-European family, and aside from the actual like similarities in our languages, there's a lot of cultural similarities.
Yeah.
The culture is very much the same when you go across the regions. There are slight differences, of course, with Nowruz being one of the most important like foundations of like the Iranic ethno-linguistic group of people.
Even if you see the way Kurd people are dancing, that dance is common between lots of regions from like Iran, Kurdistan to the west. All the other countries are piyaz,
Onion?
onion. Yeah. In some regions, they say piwaz.
I've
In
heard
Kurdish,
that.
They say
He was-
piwaz.
yeah.
You know, I'm from Sakaz. We have Bukan, Bane, and Divandere close to us, and each one of these cities, they're speaking with the language is
the same, yeah.
but the way that we make our verbs is different from the way that people from Bukan make their word. Like at the beginning, we say, let's say we are saying arom. We start with a, they say darom. They start with d. So yeah, we have like
Even within like a small area,
a
it's
small
just
region.
different,
Yeah. So I think people from north of Cyprus, like people in Azerbaijan, Gharbi, usually they say piwas.
Piwas.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think those regional differences are everywhere, though.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
is that
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Because even with Persian, right? Like depending on what area you're from, like. Nowadays, when Shahrzad and I speak Persian, I feel like we both influence one another. But in the beginning, when we met, she would say things, and I'm just like, "Why are you saying it like that? Like,
you find the
why are you
common-
talking like this?" Right?
It's because of different regions.
Yeah, exactly. Like even the way the sentence structure is sometimes different, right? The way they say
Yeah.
something, right? So it's just interesting. But now imagine like you're so far apart, right? The way like a lot of Kurdish people are. You're obviously like the language starts just kind of like deviate, right?
Actually, it's the same with Pashto. Like,
Yeah.
for example, in Kabul they would say Zakhayam, right? But on like Kandahar or Quetta, right? In Pakistan, those areas, they would say Zishayam. They would use the S. They wouldn't use K, right? Khayam. They would say Shayam. Chahu.
Chao means knife.
Yes.
Yeah, we say chako.
Chahu, yeah.
Yeah. And the way we pronounce khe is, I think, is different from Persian.
Yeah, it's Persian's chaku.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chahu.
Yeah.
Yeah, we say chako, khe. Pest.
Pest.
We use two different words.
Oh, pest, okay,
and
skin.
pest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Skin.
Yeah.
But the way you say it in Pashto is different.
Yeah,
It's-
I feel like I'm kind of cheating because I know Farsi. And in Pashto, we would say postakai.
Yes, so it's-
If we're like referring to your skin, like postakai de, kind of. Yeah, something like that. But
Yes, but the word has the same root. Like it has the same
Yeah.
root that is different. Like you say pest, right? In Persian it's pust. It varies depending on the languages, but it has the same root.
If you say use pustake,
Postaka, yeah, but that would be like referring to it, right? Like
in Kurdish, if you want
as a
to
verb.
say its skin, we say pestake. Yeah, pestake.
Okay, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But then in Pashto,
If you want to
just-
use,
yeah.
to talk about a specific thing, like we know, it's not general, like the skin, or its skin, we say pestake or pestake. So it would be, I think, so close.
Yeah.
So this word again has the same root, but the way it's pronounced is a little bit different.
Pinja.
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 We have some regions that Pinja they use for 50,
That's,
Okay,
yeah,
you're close.
but
Close,
we
yeah.
say Panj for
Panj for 5.
Panj,
For
yeah.
five.
Panj is in Farsi.
Panj,
Yeah,
or
Panj.
in some areas they say Panj, Panj for 5. But Pinja, it's 50 in Kurdish.
Pinja. Pinja, actually, this one's 5.
Pinja, Pinja.
But they use it for 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pinza, right?
Pinza,
So,
yeah.
oh,
Klil,
Say it again.
Klil.
Kilil ki.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
It's like, so the Persian, like we say kilit, right? You obviously
Kilit,
know,
yeah.
right? So again, they have the same root, but
Yeah, in Pashto they also say kili.
kilit, yeah.
Kili, yeah.
So this is what I mean, like,
Kili, okay.
yeah. So a lot of times, even though Pashto and Kurdish are two different branches of Iranian languages, like Eastern and Western, sometimes there are words where, and the majority of the speakers and the people are not neighboring each other, right? With the exception of there's Kurdish people in Khorasan region in Iran as well, but that's like a small minority compared to like the larger group of Kurds, right?
Yeah.
But then you have words which sound more similar than they do to the way it's said in Persian. This word is used in a lot of languages, even South Asian.
Panir.
Paneer cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. You say
It's a common
paneer.
one.
Some areas they say paneer. Yeah.
But
Yes.
I don't think that changes much.
No.
Like the pronunciation is pretty similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tongue.
Tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you say it? Tang?
Tongue. We have this sound. We use it for N and G.
Okay.
We
yeah.
don't say tang like
Yeah, like the-
Farsi.
yeah.
We say ng.
Mm.
Like for example, for B we use hang.
Mm-hmm. So so you
Or
say
for moon we say mang. When N and G come together we say ng. That's
okay.
nick.
So that's very different
yeah,
from
yeah.
because well
We don't have this in Persian.
tang, like
No.
Persian is just tang, right? So it's a
Yeah.
very so it's just a little bit different.
Yeah.
I think if that's like one of those words where you hear it in a sentence with a bunch of other words, you might get confused and might not
Yeah.
be able to pick it up.
In Kurdish or even in Iran, in different regions we use different words for tomato.
It's
Like in Rush they say pomodoro,
which is Russian. Yes.
And it's interesting in our in different cities in
Yeah, I find it.
Kurdistan they use like we say tamata, in Sanand they say tomates,
Okay.
and
Oh.
it's interesting that like people in Bukhan and Mahabat they say bainjan,
Okay.
So it
which
changes
we
that.
use for eggplant.
Yeah, we would say
Badinjan,
badinjan,
yeah.
Yeah, but for bainjan they say
So how
But for tomato, we say rumi.
Rumi,
Rumi,
really?
yeah.
Oh.
But I never
Goje.
heard that from like the Farsi version, right?
Goje?
Goje. I never heard that.
Really?
Yeah.
actually in Farsi we say goje farangi,
Goje Farangi.
which mentions that
Farangi
it comes from
foreign, yeah.
Yeah, probably the Rumi comes from the same thing.
Yeah.
It
You
wants
say
to say that it
Goje
comes from
Farangi.
somewhere else.
Okay. Chiragh.
Tra, we say for lamp.
Yeah.
Chirag.
You don't say the pa, right? At the end, charab.
Tra,
Chara, yeah.
yeah, just tra.
Because the Pashto is closer to the Persian charab,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Sew,
Say it again.
sew,
Say apple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good because it's like what we're talking about
Yeah.
before with the B and the.
Yeah.
Yes. Say it one more time, actually.
It depends. In our city, we say sew.
Sew,
Some
okay.
other cities say sef.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends where, but we say sew.
Say. Okay.
So.
It's
It's
a
a
W
C.
sound, right?
Yeah,
For
yeah,
us,
it's
it's a
a-
B. Say.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
Sib, which is. Yeah, yours the way Pashto is the way. It's
Save,
said in
yeah,
Persian,
they would say save. Or we would
Save?
say save, yeah.
Say, oh,
Dewal.
what? Can you?
Dewal. I will say the Farsi one as well. Dewal.
Is it wall?
Yeah.
Dewal, yeah.
Yeah.
You say diwar?
Diwar.
Diwar.
But in Pashto, I would say Dewal.
Diwal. Yeah.
Diwal.
Instead of the R, you have a more L
Yeah.
sound. Yeah. Diwal. Which sounds just
Okay,
like
we-
wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Diwar. You say diwar.
Diwar. Yeah.
Khoshhal?
Happy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's almost the same. I
Yeah.
think it's
Yeah.
exactly the same.
Like the Persian one.
Parun Yakshambewa.
Yesterday was Sunday.
Yesterday was Sunday, yeah.
Yes.
You
Yeah?
got it, yeah.
Can you repeat it? I just.
So
Say
Parun
it.
would mean yesterday. Parun Yakshambewa.
Wa means was.
Yeah.
Harun Yakshambe. So Yakshambe is the common word.
The-
right?
Yeah,
That
we would
would
say
be-
Parun Yaushambewa.
Okay.
We wouldn't say Yak, right? We would say Yaushambe.
Yakshambe.
Yeah,
Okay.
but the other ones like Dushanbe, right? Is the same. Dushanbe, Seshanbe, Chorshanbe, Panshanbe, Juma. That's the same. It's just Yakshambe, we would say Yaushambe.
Yashambe. Oh, that's it would be Yakshambe.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, and Pashto spoken in Pakistan, they don't use they use different words for
Yeah, it goes
for
back to the
basic-
numbers, right?
Yeah.
Yaksh,
I mean, Yakshambe, Dushanbe means one, two,
Sunday, right? Like the first day, right?
Yes.
So Yaushambe, like the number one in Pashto is Yao.
Yes. I mean,
Okay, so
that makes sense.
yeah, that's where it comes from.
Yakshambe, yeah.
Yaushambe. Otherwise, the rest is the same, like Shambe, Dushanbe,
Dushanbe,
Seshanbe,
Seshanbe.
and that's all the same.
The same in Kurdish, right?
Yeah, it's the same. امرو هوا خوشه برا نبره. Was it too long?
I did not understand.
برا نبره.
Wait, say it one more time. Let me just concentrate this time.
The whole sentence or just
Like-
the last one?
Like say it slowly.
Yeah,
right?
say that.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
say it slowly, but the whole sentence.
Let me make it short.
Okay.
امرو برا نبره.
Today, either we're going or not going.
امرو برا نبره.
Oh, today there is no rain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amru?
Amro means امروز.
Oh, Imruz.
But,
Today.
but thing is, I understand that because of Farsi,
Yeah.
not because of Pashto. Yeah.
But the word is still, the baran is the same, right?
Yeah. Like in Pashto, we would say nan baran nikigi. Okay. Like you would not understand that at all. Like if a person who only knew pure Pashto, no Farsi, he would not understand what you just said at all, right? But I only understood because of the Farsi.
Yeah. And yeah, I think that I was gonna say that how you speak Persian, you can understand Farsi, but you
Yeah.
both do, right? Like,
Yeah, like at home I speak both languages, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I use them interchangeably. If I say don't know some things in Pashto, right?
You'd say
I would
it.
say in Farsi. Yeah.
And is that common with people from Afghanistan, or is it because you're part Persian,
like,
part Pashto?
Yeah, like I'm part Tajik, part Pashto, right?
Yeah.
So for me, that's common. But for the rest, I'm assuming it is common because some guests that I've been invited over to, right? Like they know Pashto and Farsi, right? And when I would speak Pashto with them, right? Sometimes I wouldn't know some Pashto words, right?
Right.
Yeah, because I don't say it as much, right? So then I will use Farsi loan words, and they will understand it. Yeah, but
That's interesting.
I never spoke to a Pakistani Pashtun, right? Like
In
full-on
Pashto,
Pashto.
yeah.
So I'm assuming they wouldn't get it. I'm thinking.
There are differences. It's the same way with Kurdish, right? Like when you're speaking someone who speaks Kurmanji, they say words that are different, right?
Yeah.
So they say things which are you're just like you're not sure what they mean. Like sometimes you can't understand the sentence. But yeah, like again, like as I mentioned before, the languages are all part of. So just like how we have Slavic languages within Indo-European languages, one branch is Iranic, right? And Iranic languages expand. Like it's a very diverse group of people, diverse ethnically, also religiously as well. They're like Iranic people are Shia, Sunni, Zoroastrian, Baha'i.
Yeah.
Even Christians, Ossetians, like they're Iranic people in Georgia and Russia, right? So it's a very diverse group of people.
Yeah.
But if you go back historically, all of the 250 million plus Iranic groups have a shared history, and that's why today, like you still see like those cultural things like Nowruz from all the way from like Tajikistan to northern Syria. They're celebrating the same cultural, festival that goes back a long time ago, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, and the same thing goes with languages, right? So you have divergence within the branches, right? But the words tend to have the same root.